The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain. Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today I'm on the 60 Motor Yacht from Hatteras, a beautiful boat with a completely redesigned interior layout. But as a professional captain, I'm more interested in the mechanics, so let's take a look at the features of the engine room. Now there are two entries to this engine room, one from the aft deck here. We've got another one from the bustle. Now, this is a large engine room for a boat in this class and length, not so much for its fore and aft dimension, but because of its wide beam, which is 2 feet wider than most in this category. Now, the first thing that captivates me about this engine room is the amount of headroom available. 6 feet 2 inches at the entry. Moving forward, it increases to 7 feet 4 inches. Now, because I'm such a short captain, the overhead rails are a little awkward to me. I'd rather see rails around the engines. With 2 feet 9 inches between the stringers, you've got plenty of room for the daily engine checks, fuel filter changes, oil change system. I'm happy to see that you can start the engines from the engine room. I want to see them running after I do the daily checks. This particular Hatteras 60 Motor Yacht is powered by a pair of inline 6-cylinder Cat C18 diesel engines producing 1,135 horsepower each. The fact that these are inline 6-cylinder engines not only gives you room between them, but in combination with the 18-foot 2-inch beam, there is a lot of room outboard of both engines to check equipment and through hulls. Now let's take a look at some of the features. Starting at the stern, port side, we've got our hydraulic bow thruster, easily serviced. Right underneath, generator, 17.5 kW. Hatteras chose this Onan generator as one of several components that together make for a quiet engine room. This unit runs relatively slowly at 1800 RPM. Notice the beefy stringers that the engine is mounted to, as well as the vibration-suppressing engine mounts. I also like that the hydraulic power takeoff is coming out of the main engine's marine gear as opposed to the generator, and it's close to the bow thruster control above the generator. You can also pass across to the outboard sides of the engine. Hatteras has also done a good job at getting the exhaust mounting right, using 5 stainless steel struts to stabilize the exhaust tubing. On the port side bulkhead, you have your hydraulic davit pump, the autopilot pump, and a steering hydraulic reservoir. Notice how all the hatch gutters and deck drains all come around and feed directly into a single through-hull fitting. Any owner or captain would be thrilled to know that these drains lead overboard at the waterline, eliminating any black streaks down the top sides. Just above the sea chest for the deck drains, the engine room ventilation is all filtered, so you're not going to get salt air in the enclosed engine room environment. Hatteras has chosen these Delta T air intakes, which are the most sophisticated and expensive water baffles and demisting systems made in the marine industry. On the forward bulkhead, we have the automatic fire extinguisher discharge system, which runs to 2 nozzles, one over each of the C18 engines. Next to that is the electrical box for the bow thruster and the battery charger. On the forward bulkhead, your 120-volt breaker panels and the 24-volt battery panels for the engine starts. And over on the starboard bulkhead, all of the air conditioner discharge lines go through a single through-hull fitting. Just behind the air conditioner discharge lines, the control boxes for the ZF joystick maneuvering system. These ZF control boxes allow for joystick maneuverability by electronically linking the bow thruster with the standard inboard propulsion system. In my opinion, this system works quite well for close quarters maneuvering. Let's take a look at the features in the lazarette. Plenty of storage available in this full beam lazarette, and I'm happy to see the headroom continues 6 feet 4 inches in this compartment. To starboard are the storage bins for the cable masters. So that's our look at the engine room layout of the 60 Motor Yacht from Hatteras. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.